Welcome to the St. Augustine Wellness Insights, hosted by Amber Shah, the Shah of St. Augustine.
Real estate sales cold call skills training.
Hello, and welcome to the Shah of St. Augustine, Queen of Living the Dream. My name is Amber. I'm the Shah of St. Augustine, and I'm living the dream here in St. Augustine. As a realtor, I am in the office today, and I am doing some calls. So I also have some new people joining my team, and I wanted to make a video to share with you how I make my sales calls, because today I'm doing some cold calling. Okay. So I have this beautiful manual that I made for all of my team members, and I will be giving you one once you join my team. It has some scripts in it that I have put together, and it also has some objection overturning scripts. And these scripts are written so that you can get a good idea of how you can overcome some objections. But if you do it enough times and you feel comfortable using different verbiage and you want to change the words a little bit, that's fine. We want you to have your personality shining through when you do your calls, because people are going to get to know you and they're going to want to work with you. All right. So I'm going to use these bottles right here that I have to represent myself as myself, the realtor, and also the buyer is going to be in blue, the blue buyer, and the black me. All right. So I have my script right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and read right off of it, because reading off your script is going to help you remember what to say. Okay. The more you do something, the more repetition, and the more it's going to stick. Okay. So ring-a-ling-a-ling, and I'm me. Hello, Jamantha. This is Amber from Homestar Passetti Realty Network. How are you today? Now, one thing that I always had to do for myself was write down a note to myself to slow down, because I have a tendency to talk very fast, and some people don't understand how fast I'm talking, and they don't understand the words that I'm saying when I'm talking super fast. So I have to slow down, and I just have to remember that not everybody talks as fast as me or can listen as fast as me. Now, if that's you, that's cool. And also if you're slow, that's fine too. It's always better to be a good pace. Okay. So keep the pace. I'm reaching out because I specialize in helping property owners like yourself maximize the value of their land and properties. I noticed you own 105 778 Drive, and I was wondering if you have considered selling it or exploring its potential. All right. Now that was a little bit sloppy. We could always bring that a little bit faster together, but I'm kind of trying to concentrate on you. So that's the script. That's how I would say it, a little bit faster. But honestly, have you ever thought about the times that you've received a phone call from somebody? Have you ever thought that it sounded like they were reading off of a script? Does it matter? No, because they said the words. So it's like, not like you're going to answer the phone and be like, are you reading a script? Nobody's going to care. So, meanwhile, all right, I did speak to the owner. They said, yes, this is me. And then I said, are you interested in exploring its potential? They say, yes, of course. I was just talking to my wife about selling. Fantastic. Let's get you into my office so that we can go over everything that I can help you out with. Are you available later on this afternoon at 3:00? Close. Always be closing. As soon as they say yes, that's a buying sign, and we close. All right. So if they say yes, bam, skip everything else. Just go right down to the close, which is going to be, let's meet in person. All right. So either can you come down to my office? Maybe you're remote. Maybe you just want to go meet them at their house. That's fine. Okay. So you're a licensed professional. You can go ahead and do that. Or now we're going to go into our objections. So we are talking to the property owner. They told us, no, I'm not interested in selling my house right now. Click. That's kind of the end of the phone call after they hang up. You don't really want to call them 1,000 times. Maybe call them again tomorrow, to try to learn more about that, but don't call them like immediately. I wouldn't call them immediately. It's up to you. If you really want to, you can. My husband might, but I wouldn't. All right. So, that, I don't know if that's good advice. but I think it is. You do what you feel like doing. You should be doing more of what you like doing and less of what you don't like doing. I don't love doing cold calls personally, and I don't know many people who do, but it's a necessary evil, okay? Because business comes from phone calls. And I was rejuvenated yesterday. I was actually hung up on like 3 times in a row by these people who I called them and I said, hey, do you want to talk about stuff? And they said, no, click. And then I did not call them back, but then I called the next person, okay? Because every no is one no closer to a yes. So the next person that I spoke to, they weren't necessarily a yes, but they weren't a hell no. Get off my phone. Leave me alone. They were like, oh, I'm not selling my house that you're calling me about, but I happen to own 3 other pieces of property in the area that I'm having trouble selling. Let me tell you all about that. And I'm like, great, tell me all about that. And then I listened to her talk and I listened to her pain points and I just got to know her better by letting her rant. And now I'm going to call her back in a few days. And we might get the listing in a couple months, or I might know somebody else that wants to buy the property because now I know that she wants to get rid of it, but it's not listed. And now I can start following up with her on that or try to find a buyer for her. Okay. All right. So someone said, I'm not interested in selling right now. So what you can do is we feel, felt, found. All right. I know how you feel. Others have felt the same way, but what we found was, so we come together. All right. So this is us feeling their pain, empathizing with them, saying, yes, others have felt the same way. I felt the same way one time too. Give them a personal story. Why not? And, if it's true, then that's even better. We want true stories. We want to be honest. We want to have honesty. Okay. So, all right. So they said, I'm not interested in selling right now. And you say, I completely understand. And many property owners feel the same way. However, with market conditions being what they are, would you be open to a free market analysis of your property? It might provide valuable insights for the future. And they go, I guess that couldn't hurt. Sure. Okay, great. When can I get you into my office? Or maybe I can meet you at your property and we can talk about it there personally or over coffee somewhere or whatever. Sounds good. Or they say no, click. And then you go, okay, what would be better for you? So I actually just got off the phone just now and talked to this guy and he goes, there's no way I would sell my property. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, maybe I can keep you in my pile to check in with next year, and then he goes, yeah, sure. So that was not a no. It was a maybe. So now you've got him in your maybe pile. And I have a whole list over here of people that I'm going to start putting on my mail list because now that I've contacted them verbally over the phone, now I can send them mailers. They know who I am. And then they'll remember me for when they're ready. All right. So now we've got 4 more objections to go over just so that you can have some ammo. All right. So the first one was, I'm not interested in selling right now. And you say, I completely understand, and many property owners feel the same way. However, market conditions can change quickly. Would you be open to a free market analysis of your property? It might provide valuable insights for the future. Sure. Cool. All right. When can we get you in here? And then that gets the line open. Next. I don't think my property is worth that much. That's a common concern, but every property has potential value. I'd love to share some recent success stories of similar properties in your area. It's all about showcasing unique features that buyers might appreciate. How does that sound? Yeah, I guess I could check out something like that. Fantastic. When can we schedule that? Close. As soon as they say yes, maybe, whatever. Yes, okay. But you don't want to get yes to death. You can get yes to death. Don't get yes to death if they go, yeah. If some of these aggressive salespeople just like to ask all these questions that will only result in the answer yes. All right. And that's something that you want to be a little bit wary of because myself, I get feeling pressurized when I get in a aggressive sales situation. So I get anxiety. And then I just want to say, yes, I'm just going to say whatever it takes to get you to leave me alone. Okay. So that's when I'm going to start yesing you to death. So I don't want to get yesed to death. I would prefer to have open lines of conversation. All right. Next we've got, I don't think my property is worth that much. and you felt valid. That's a common concern. We know exactly how you feel. But every property has potential value. So get the little wheels you plant the seed that there is some money in that house. I'd love to share with you some recent success stories of similar properties in your area. Now, that's what I call the Jones effect. The Jones effect is when you tell them about other people that they might know, or, just other people that have the same experience. And that way you go, yeah, well, you live on this street and we were just dealing with this other guy in your neighborhood and this other house near your street. You pass that house all the time just going home, right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So Billie Jean right down the street, she knows exactly what's going on there too. And we've had experience with that. All right, number 3. I've had bad experiences with realtors in the past. All right. So they start talking junk about all these realtors that they used to use. I'm so sorry about that. This is when you listen to them and you feel their pain. And my approach is different. You tell them why you're different. I prioritize communication and transparency throughout the entire process. I can provide references from satisfied clients who've had similar concerns and were pleased with their results. All right. So that's, again, you're going to Jones them again, because that's when they really want the proof in the pudding, and they want some pudding so they can see your proof. So that's when you're going to give them some pudding, and you're going to spoon feed them the pudding. Here's your pudding. This is all my little things of pudding. Okay, remember? So they said, I have had bad experiences with realtors before. And you say, I'm sorry to hear that. My approach is different. I prioritize communication and transparency throughout the entire process, and I can provide references from satisfied clients who have had similar concerns and were pleased with the results. Ding. Okay, and then we've got number 4. Okay, so we've had our felt found, and we've had our Jones effect that we've heard about. All right. Number 4, I want to wait for the market to improve. And you say, that's a valid point. Validate them. All right. However, waiting can sometimes lead to mixed opportunities. I can provide you with a comparative market analysis that shows current trends. This way, you can be informed on the decision about whether now might be the right time for you. Okay, I guess I can think about that. Fantastic. I could have that ready tomorrow. Can you come in? So that's when you close them again, get them to come in. Okay. Or meet, right? We just want to meet. I want to meet you. Okay. So then we've got what we just said to reiterate. I want to wait for the market to improve. That's a valid point. However, waiting can sometimes lead to missed opportunities. I can provide you with a comparative market analysis that shows current trends. This way, you can make an informed decision about whether now might be the right time. Ding. All right. And then we've got number 5. I'm going to do one more for you. Okay. They say, after your intro, do you want to sell? I don't want to deal with the hassle of selling. That sounds like a PIA. I completely understand that selling can be overwhelming. Feel their pain. Validate. I feel you. Felt found. My team and I handle all the details to make the process as smooth as possible for you. How am I going to benefit you so that this doesn't happen to you again? All right. We can take care of everything from marketing to negotiations, so you can focus on what matters most. Finding your next dream home. Okay. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I appreciate your time for it. I appreciate your time today. If you're open to it, I would love to schedule a follow-up meeting so that we can discuss how we can assist you further. What does your schedule look like next week? Close. All right. So you always want, or, follow-up. So a follow-up is like an assumptive close. When can we close this in the future? When can we schedule follow-up conversation? So a lot of people, they end up telling me, no, now's not the time. Now's not the time. You always have to be in the right place at the right time. Okay. So if you're always everywhere, then you're going to be in the right place. And then you just need to be in the right time. So be in the right time and practice your sales calls. It's important to say these things out loud, because when your mouth's moving, your mouth's remembering, and it's learning how to move like that. So after time, all these words just fall right out, and it's what we call rolling off the tongue, right? It just rolls off the tongue. Okay. So best of luck. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a great day. Bye.